Hi, Cancers. This is your reading for the week of April 28th or whenever it resonates. Now, this is for the part of the Cancer Collective that is interested in romantic love, because that is the first thing that comes to mind as I was starting to get ready for this was the song, an old song from, I believe, the big band era called Blue Moon. And the first part of it goes, Blue moon, you saw me standing alone, without a dream in my heart, without a love of my own. And then it goes on by, as you look at the verses, he says a prayer to the moon, and the moon delivers him someone that wants to be loved by him. And so what I love about this is it's the idea that prayer is involved, that a desire for love is there, and that it's a requited love. It's not something like, like, oh, there's somebody beautiful over there and I love them, but they're not here, right? So this is about not just wanting to feel love, but actually being delivered somebody that is in on it with you this time, okay? In it with you this time. That phrase is very, very persistent, okay? Now, what I'm seeing here is that the card, Virtue and Forgiveness, they're the first two that come up. And then the next series that come up are all about new things. A new day, look at whatever you're going through or whatever the situation is as though it's a new day. If there was no resentment, if there was nothing hanging on from the past, if it really was a matter of saying, you know what, we both did our best, whatever, I can say he or she did this to me, but maybe that's not really quite the way it happened. Of course, we know there are always extenuating circumstances that are extreme, and we're not going to discuss those. But you know what I mean in a general sense when you break up with somebody and you question whether or not did they mean to be that callous? How could anybody be that obtuse? Well, guess what? Sometimes people can be, and sometimes we can be. And we don't know that we're being that way. So this is about forgiving both parties, all parties. And this is also realizing that just because you have a standard of living and loving, or a standard of what love means, does not always mean that the other person does. And that might have been what needs to be let go of, all right? Or the illusion that somebody didn't love you just because they didn't love you the way you wanted them to, or in the same manner that you would love them, okay? So I think that is something important you might need to let go of here. You're really being asked to let go of old stories. Get rid of them. If you've been living a story, Cancer, of it's never going to happen, it can't happen, or if you're living in fear of the fact that you're going to repeat old codependent patterns, well, you know what? You have learned an awful lot about yourselves, and you've been made aware of a lot of different patterns and things that had led you into not the healthiest relationships and making choices and taking chances that realistically probably wouldn't have worked, but you kind of created this image around them that allowed yourself to go into it. What Spirit would like you to do now, Cancer, is to stand back and really look at all the things that you really like about yourself, that you value, that you have to offer. And this is important because so often when we're thinking about relationships, we start off with what we want them to do, what we want them to be like in the relationship. But it's actually even more powerful for you to go into your heart and to say, what am I prepared to give? What do I have to offer? So that you're not waiting for somebody wonderful to come in and then question going, am I good enough? No. Start with, what do you have to offer in a relationship? Maybe it's your brutal honesty, which is, believe me, okay, it doesn't have to be brutal, but honesty is so seriously important. And if that's something you want to offer, then make sure that you say that in your idea of who you want to be in the relationship, because then you'll attract somebody who wants honesty. Okay? You start creating the person or the image or the energy of who you want by starting with what you have to offer, what you would like to share of yourself, how you'd like to grow, what parts of you you'd like to grow, and how you would like to grow in relationship with somebody. We can all start from a place of knowing what we have not experienced, knowing often what we have not liked about ourselves or about the relationship. But don't start from that place. Start from, this is a new story now. Now this is about, who do I want to be in this relationship? What would I be proud of being in this relationship? What do I have to offer? And then you let that be the thing that galvanizes and magnetizes the right person for you. If you're thinking right now like, oh, well, I work at home, I never get out, I'm never going to meet anybody, blah, 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 that's really something that is looking at things in very linear, non-metaphysical terms. If you think about it within the context of meeting the right person at the right time, one of the people who was the most important for me in my life was a relationship that I met going to a job I didn't want to go to, but I had given my word that I would do it. And it happened to be the cab driver that picked me up. And the conversation that happened over that very snow blizzardy kind of day going all the way across town started something. And so we look at, what were the odds? What were the odds? That was meant to happen. Okay? Love. Okay? This is the next card that you get. Wk.April defines pure love as something we embody, something that radiates from us like light from a bonfire or dreams from a dreamer, rather than something we parcel out to summon others. Get yourself into a state of love, into an energy of love. That's what you have to offer, my dear Cancers. Love, and love from a higher frequency. I remember that from your last reading because I just checked when I gave you your last reading. Love definitely from that higher frequency, from your source, from your center. This is who I am. This is what I like. This is what I love about me. This is what I have to offer. And what you have to offer is deep, profound, compassionate, healthy, balanced love. And as you go into a new relationship, you will bump into the old stuff, but you've done the work to pay attention, to notice, to see, to feel when it's falling into old stuff and when it's not. And sometimes you're going to go, oh, there it is again. But the reality is, noticing it means now you can shift your focus and shift your attention to where you want to be. Cancer, this is lovely. And it really, really feels like 2 weeks in a row. Trust. Have faith that once you and dreaming, and then you get dreaming. How beautiful to end on the dreaming card. Dreaming is an act of creation. Our most life-enhancing dreams are our highest minds or spirits speaking to us about potential and fulfillment for the kind of life that our personalities and egos have limited. So dream big, dream in technicolor, dream rich, full and affluent in all things, and in this case, dear Cancers, love. Okay? Your prayers, your dreams are your deep dreams are your heart's. It's your heart's prayer. So go into your heart. Know that this is what you have. Know that this is who you are, and let yourself dream into reality the kind of love you want, and know that that is your prayer. Okay? That's it, Cancers. Take care.